That was the biggest puppy sigh, and my battery's dying. Killing it today. Killing it. Hello, and welcome back to the Plies and Hellhounds channel. We are a crafty puppy interrupted channel coming to you from Central Connecticut. I'm your human host, Gabby. You can find me everywhere online as Gabagales and all my hand-dyed yarn at Plies and Hellhounds and pliesandhellhounds.com. I have two very sleepy puppies with me today who are upset because I opened the windows because it's nice out. Because spring. So there we go. I also have a hare trapped. Welcome back to another crafting update video. I have had some crafting time in the last 2 weeks or so. I did not put anything out last week. I was on vacation. But we're back. We're here. We've got it. Don't answer. It's just the mail. You're hiding under a chair from the breeze. You have nothing to stand on in this moment. So let's just get into it. I'm wearing the coloring book tee by Aimee Makes out of just some linen yarn that I had in my stash. I don't know where the tags are. It's been in my stash for a hot second. And it's nice. It's fine. I love it. I love it so much. It's not really warm today. It's like high 60s, maybe low 70s. So it's very warm for a Connecticut spring in my brain at this very moment. And it's just, I just needed something lightweight and cozy and not fuzzy because on said vacation I did get 2 new tattoos. And I do not want wool stuck into them. They're right here, so they're right where all my shirts go. Okay, let's just get into it. I have 2 sort of finished objects, one of which is my spinning. I did finish spinning and plying that loop bump that I showed you last time. I will put a photo up here if I took one, / I will have the recipient send me a photo. I finished it. I brought it to Texas. It is in its forever home. I got about a heavy lace to very light fingering weight with it, and I think I got like 1,100 yards out of that. It was 176 grams after washing, and I didn't measure it after washing. I wind it up off of the wheel before washing, so it might be a little bit less because it did plump up a significant amount after washing it. But yeah, that was the thinnest and most consistent I think I've ever spun in my life. But she's done. So now I have 5.6 ounces off of my bingo card on my 16 ounces of fiber spun this year. So we did it. Well, we started doing it. We're almost there. Another finished object, sort of, I have, sorry, I just kicked the camera, is a sock. I finished one Jake sock while on vacation. This is a 3x1. I think it's like Emily's favorite socks. I will never remember the name of this pattern. It is a rib sock. I did a regular heel flap and then the double gusset because that seems to fit Jake's feet. And just a regular wedge toe. I knit this on 1.5 on some Hiya Sharps. It is Color Wheel Yarns in her Sucker Punch colorway on her zebra base. So you have these black plies mixed in with the white plies. It's 2-ply yarn. I love. Sorry, my nails are like super stained from being painted constantly / all last week for everything. So I'm not dying. I just have stained nails from painting my nails. So here we are. I finished this while I was in Austin. And I did immediately cast on the second sock, but it's just sort of noodles at this point because I'm only like 3 rows in. So those are my 2 finished objects. I think I showed you everything else that I finished before the trip. Oh no, I have another one. It's staring at me. It's just slightly out of reach. I did also finish a baby bag. It's a bag for a baby. Our friends are expecting their first baby in June, so I am working on some super easy and super fast baby knits for them because I do have to mail them overseas. So here is a baby bag. It's for swaddle, like you swaddle the baby and then you just sort of like slip it in here and it keeps it all tucked up. I was told that this is very handy and used a lot. So there we go. I made one. This is my No Mourners colorway on my Marie Cutie base. I wanted something, they are having a boy, but I wanted something that was going to be soft and also stand up to washing a lot. So I went with this. And you know, it's fun. They are crafty people, not like big knitters, but she is into like sewing, crochet, like just making things. Like she makes their Halloween costumes every year. Just she's a creative person for sure. So I think that she would enjoy the speckles more than just like a solid. I do have a ton of other things planned for them, including I'm gonna make at least one baby sweater, a baby romper, maybe a bonnet. I don't know how cold it gets in Japan, so I don't know. We'll see how much time I have as well. I would like to get this sent out in May at some point. So how many is that? Three-ish finished objects. Not bad. I did finish this also in Austin while I was there. I haven't cast anything else on, but I do have all of the yarn picked out and in a bag somewhere in my house. Works in progress. I'm going to go from oldest to newest that I've actively been working on. And one of those is my double date pullover by Winter's Weather Knits in the Revival DK in my Haunted Halls collection. And I finished a sleeve. I cast off this sleeve last night. It looks so little on screen. And we're going to try this on together because I haven't tried this on yet. So I wanted to try it on before I picked up for the second sleeve. All right. Lipstick. Oh, oh, she's cute. Okay. So she will have ribbing up here. It looks very strange without this. The sleeve on one side. Excuse me, bud. Oh, she cozy. Okay. The sleeve feels a little snug right now, but I haven't woven in any of my ends. So it is filled with yarn. It's like a thrummed sweater. There she is. I am knitting the size 2 or 3. I have to check. Medium? I don't think it's numbers. I think I'm knitting a medium. She is going to be nice and cozy. I'm glad I followed the directions to the T as far as I know. So I haven't lengthened or shortened anything. Just if I stand like this, it's a finished object. No, it's not. If I stand like this, it's a finished object. And it's hitting me right at the top of my hips. So I think it's going to grow probably to here after blocking. But this is supposed to be like an oversized cozy sweater. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to wear it over dresses, over skirts, on its own. I don't have any pants anymore. But if I did with pants, one sleeve to pick up, I'm probably going to pick that up after I finish recording this today. That way it's just on the needles and ready to go. And the ribbing for the neckband. I love this so much. The colors are, the charcoal is Wrought Iron, the wine red is Gable, the poppy red is Charmer, and then the natural color is Good Bones. I'm so excited. This is a little under 3 skeins of the main color, which is Wrought Iron. I do a 4th skein caked up. I think I'm going to have to dip into it for the second half of the sleeve / the neck ribbing. So I'm glad I kept 4 instead of 3. Finally learning a lesson here. Perhaps, maybe. I'm absolutely not learning a lesson. And there she is. I did not bring her to Texas because this would have taken up my entire carry-on. So I picked her up yesterday for the first time after I got my one brain cell back. It's not quite there yet today. We're back to half a brain cell, but she came back for a little bit.
Did you see the photos? No, I didn't make them.
still cannot talk. Living in, this was I got sunscreen on my bag. Help. I brought my thread and maple bag because it felt Texasy. I've been keeping my sock whips in this while I've been traveling. I did cast on some friend socks out of Tiny Human Knits in the Carolers in the Snow colorway. It's a 50-gram skein, superwash merino nylon, self-striping with a contrasting mini. And here she is. I am knitting this on my Hiya Sharps US 1, I think. I know I just bought a bunch of Hiya Sharps in sock needle sizes. So it's a 1 or a 1.5. I think it's a 1. I did a 1x1 twisted rib for the cuff for about 20 rows, and then we're just stockinetting all the way down. I don't know what kind of heel I want to do yet. Maybe a fish lips kiss heel. That was my stomach. I'm sorry if you could hear that. Probably not an afterthought heel. I don't mind them. I just don't love doing them. I have now a pile of socks, of afterthought heel socks. If I don't do it now, it's not going to get done. And here's the contrast color. So my plan is to do the contrast color for the heels and the toes on this guy because it is a 50-gram skein, but that should still be plenty to give me a decent length sock. It's so cute. This is my first Tiny Human Knit skein too, I think, that I've knit with. I think I have one more in my stash, but this is the first one that I've knit with. And this, it's a vanilla sock. I love it. I love the striping. It's so soft. The colors are perfection. Loving it. I don't have a deadline for this, but because it is Christmassy, before December would be good. That would be nice. I need to finish up all the socks. I have a lot of, minus my movie socks. I have some other socks that I need to finish. Width-wise. So that's one of the things I cast on in Texas. The other thing doesn't have a project bag. I've just been carrying it around and putting it in random stuff. And this is also a yarn acquisition, which I haven't done in a while. Since last month. Because we went to Hill Country Weavers in Austin while we were there. I wanted to get a Texas local yarn, so they had a big ol' wall of Barker wool. And I got her BFL, 100% superwash BFL fingering weight in the Raven colorway. Here is the cake. Isn't this stunning? I'm obsessed. I did I did not do this on purpose, but I matched it to my hair a little bit. And I immediately cast on a Sophie scarf because I wanted to cast on something immediately in this skein, and I already had 2 socks on the needles. I'm not a hat person. I like making hats, but they don't stay on my head. Jake is also not a hat person. He also doesn't get that cold in the winter, so he loves his knits, but he rarely wears like the hats. So I cast on the Sophie scarf, but I did do some adjustments. I added an extra 10 increases, so an extra 80 rows to the pattern because I wanted the large size, but I wanted it to be super long because I don't like having things like up around touching my neck while I'm like wearing them all day long, as my 2 dresses can attest to. So I just wanted to make sure it was like extra long and extra cute, so then I could do this cutesy thing, but it's not like, because like right now this makes me want to throw up a little bit. So I cast that on. I knit half of this on the way home, not on the way home, well, kind of. I knit about half of this going from Austin back to Dallas, and then, did I finish? Oh no, I think I knit like this much from going Austin to Dallas. I got to like here on the plane ride from Dallas back to the East Coast. And then this is really what I've been working on because it's mindless, it's easy, it's memories, and it's almost done because the rows get shorter as you decrease. So I am expecting to finish this tonight, block it, and then start styling it. This was such a good, I kind of want to make the small one as a sample for Barnaby to wear in like one of the scrap skeins that I have of my yarn. TBD on which one that will be, but I feel like that'd be really fun. Just like, I don't know what to make, but I want a souvenir skein of yarn. I think the large only calls for maybe 50 grams, so you could even like split a skein with a friend. This color is so good. So yeah, those are my crafts. That's what I've been working on. It's a lot and not a lot at the same time. I feel the need to start finishing a lot of things. I would like to get my project bags organized again. Now that I'm almost like I'm on the like I want to start finishing the like sweaters that I cast on earlier this year that I really wanted for my birthday, but I cast them on immediately, didn't do anything. I'm sorry, I don't know what my hair is doing. But yeah, that's my crafting. That's what we've been up to. I did hem this dress because I did want to wear this while traveling. I hemmed everything, I got it all set, and then I tried it on before just to make sure like the neckline was open enough for me, and I forgot that it doesn't fit me in the shoulders. So, needless to say, this is Barnaby's dress forever, and now I remember why. Because she doesn't have arms, so it fits her. It's, once again, completely my fault. I did French seams, and I did not add extra seam allowance or account for that while doing a seam allowance on the pattern, and I must have gotten like very generous with my seams because it's not for somebody who has arms at all in the slightest. But you sew and you learn. Also, on this project, I found a new to me needle. And while at Hill Country Weavers, I needed needles to cast on this project, so I picked up these Lantern Moon. I'm already like rubbing off the thing. Lantern Moon needles. They're ebony wood needles, and they swivel, and I have never heard of these guys before, but I love them. I also picked up some darning needles, same brand, just they're a vibe. I'm really enjoying these. I've never seen or heard of them before. I don't know where they're based out of, but I don't think they're going to be like my new go-to needles, but I will be getting more of these, I think. Especially like the fixed circulars. I do thoroughly like that. They have an interchangeable set, but I already have 3 interchangeable sets. Possibly 4, if you count all like the random 5s and 6s that I have acquired over the years. But like, I'm enjoying these. They also have double points and straight needles. They're a vibe. They are a vibe for sure. I have actually gotten some reading done, mostly because I was trapped in an airplane for 7 hours on last Thursday because Delta pulled a good Delta and trapped us in the plane for an extra 3 hours because Delta. Yes, we were supposed to take off at like 8:30 in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. I don't know. We were supposed to take off very early. We didn't take off until like almost 11:30. They had a mechanical problem, and then they fixed it, and then they couldn't get the plane to realize that they fixed it, and then they had to do paperwork, and it was a thing. So I read, in that time, Faye Princeling by Nikki St. Clair. Is that the author name? It's part of the Never King Dark Peter Pan retelling. Why choose romance? Delightful. This one was very plot driven, and not like I read it for the plot and the plot is an evil Peter Pan. Like, it was plot driven. They have like a coup, as people are rising from the dead. There's like another character. There were battles. There was betrayal. It was so good. And I read it in like an hour. 10 out of 10. I think she's going to continue this series. I think the next one is going to like go into Hook and Croc and Smee and just... It was healing It was a healing moment for the twins. It was a big healing moment for Peter. It was so good. That was a lot. So yeah, after that, immediately I started A Soul to Keep, A Soul to Reap, which is the second book in the Soul to Keep series. I'll put all the information in that there. So that one is the second Amavka that you meet in A Soul to Keep, with also like human companion, and one falls from the sky onto him, and so it's a big healing for both of them. So like he's learning about humans and how to care for them and just like what companionship is, but she's also like struggling with depression, and she was like kicked out. I don't want to like give too much away, but like she was kicked out of her village, has been struggling with depression and like body image issues for a long time, and so like she is with this demon and is kind of like very blah about everything, but like he's helping her learn how to like be happy again and like want to enjoy life and want to be there, but like she doesn't want to die, but like she doesn't want to be alive. It's a big heal. He's a big himbo, like no thoughts, just feelings, and like it's very much of the trope of like, oh, I've never done this before, but it's him instead of her doing this, playing that part. It's there. I'm like 75% through, and yeah, I'll probably finish that this weekend. I haven't sat down to read since I've gotten home because no brain cells, but they're a quick read, delightful, both of them Kindle Unlimited. And then after that, I can work on all my peculiar tastes. I'm so excited. I did not bring those with me because they're hardcovers, and I only had one carry-on, so I wasn't going to fill it with 6 hardcover books. So, there we go. Yeah, last week I went to Texas for a week. I visited Dallas and Austin. It was so much fun. It was so good. I stayed at a friend's house. We did Kool-Aid dyeing yarn. I went to Taylor Swift. I'm still not over it. The 3 of us went to Austin and stayed there for a night and explored South Congress Street, I think is the road that we were on. It was very cute. Got tattoos. Ate delicious food. Went to Hill Country Weavers. Talked yarn. Pet cats. I pet cows. I saw a stampede. We did the Fort Worth Stockyards, I think, one of the nights. It was amazing. It was so much fun. It was such a good week to just like hang out, and I think it was like the first time that the 3 of us got to hang out as friends that wasn't like a yarn centered trip. So it was just really good to just like hang out and exist in the same space without having like 1,000 things to do, but not all in like one day kind of thing. So yeah, I am glad to be home, but I had so much fun while I was there. I am tired. It is now fully into shop prep season. I have Connecticut Sheep and Wool on April 29th. I have Yarn Centric on May 5th. I have 3 weeks to dye everything. It's panic time, but in like a good way, you know? Yeah, I'm still like recovering from last week 100%. That is what I've been up to, crafting, reading, dying over emotionally and physically, just outer body experiences a little bit. With that, thank you so much for watching, for supporting us here over on the shop and over on Patreon. We do have a Patreon where I put out an extra weekly chit chat every Friday. Links to that will be down below. If you like this video and want to see more like it, feel free to subscribe. I put out videos almost every Saturday, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.